Have you ever looked at a politician giving a speech and thought, something about this feels phony, but I can't put my finger on it? Or maybe you've noticed how news reports seem subtly biased, always framing certain groups as heroes and others as villains. That nagging feeling you have? There's a good reason for it. See, most of us go through life assuming things like truth, knowledge, and even our sense of self are pretty solid. We get taught history in school and believe it's the real, objective account of what happened. We take on roles like employee or student and start acting as if those roles fully define us. But what if I told you it's all a lot more complex and a lot more manipulative than we realize? This is where the ideas of two very unsettling philosophers come in, Jacques Derrida and Michel Foucault. These guys were like intellectual ninjas, cutting through the illusions we live by. Derrida was obsessed with how language has hidden traps. He'd show you how a simple word like freedom always relies on its opposite, like oppression, to have any meaning. And those opposites aren't neutral. Those in power get to shape the definitions. Foucault, on the other hand, wasn't focused on individual words, but on huge systems of knowledge. Think about how society defines crime or mental health. He traced how these ideas weren't just discovered, but created over time, and often those discoveries served to justify controlling groups of people. Think prisons, asylums, places sold as necessary, but maybe they exist to mostly uphold the power of those already in charge. Okay, this is where it gets juicy. What if the way politicians talk or the textbooks in your classroom aren't about truth at all? What if they're tools to manage you, to shape your beliefs so you fit neatly into the system designed by those on top? This sounds bleak, but wait, there's a way to turn this knowledge into a weapon. See, once you understand how language is slippery and how what's presented as fact is often just a power play, you can't be tricked as easily. You start analyzing everything, commercials, social media, even your own inner chatter, with an X-ray vision, spotting the hidden biases and attempts at manipulation. This isn't just about becoming a cynic. Think about the idea that even your sense of self is more fluid, less fixed than society tells you. Embracing that messiness, refusing to be put in a neat little box. That in itself is an act of rebellion. It throws a wrench into the machine that wants to control you. This video is just a tiny taste of the mind-blowing whirlwind that is Derrida and Foucault. If you're the type who enjoys questioning everything, who suspects there's always more going on than meets the eye, and who likes those moments where your whole world view gets flipped upside down, then I've got something for you. We've written an entire book diving deep into these ideas, showing how they apply to the real world, and how you can use this awareness to spark change. It's called Subversive Structures, Language Discourse and Domination. Check the link in the description to find out more.